Welcome, everybody, once again to Midnight's Edge After Dark. I'm your host, Tom Connors. With me tonight is Ryan Cannell from the RK Outpost and Mr. Fatal J. It's been a while since we've had Fatal J on. Rob and Mecca are on vacation, so we're holding down the fort. I want to thank these guys for joining me. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing fantastic, Tom. Thank you for having me on, brother. It's my first time here. I'm loving it, appreciating it. So thanks, man.
Long overdue. And also long overdue is having our good friend Fatal J. You've almost been like a staple on Friday nights. So
yeah, I like the Friday nights. And unlike Ryan, Tom popped my cherry a long time ago.
There you go.
Sorry. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Mecha Random and Rob, we're gonna try and show up. Well, we can see they were having issues. Mary's in the chat. She can probably pop in for a little bit if she's not busy. We'll see here. We'll send her the link. And who knows? I may have some more people pop in. You never know. We'll just wait and find out.
What's up, Chip?
But yeah, let's get on this Rian Johnson interview. He's, of course, out on the junket for Knives Out.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to see this?
I will be honest. I will be very honest. When I saw the trailer, other than the fact that it said Rian Johnson, I kind of rolled my eyes at some of this stuff. But a normal me, if I knew it wasn't directed by Rian Johnson, I might give it a shot. But knowing it's by him, with all the stuff that he said it's about, I have no interest.
Oh, we're going to have some fun with this because we all love Rian.
Well, I love some Ryans, like myself, the ones who spell it right.
No Rian.
Yes, no Rians, though.
No Rian.
Man, I'm not interested in seeing that crap.
Oh, Lord. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Rian Johnson, Knives Out, and Toxic Star Wars. Oh, there's Mary. How you doing, Mary Berry?
Hey, Mary, can you hear us?
10-4.
Hey, Mary.
I'm dumb. I have my microphone muted. Hey, I hope you don't mind me multitasking. So,
no, that's fine. I'm going to be reading this for a little bit here anyway. Rian Johnson's Knives Out is wickedly funny, fiendishly. I can't even fucking read. Fiendishly clever and surprisingly prescient murder mystery. It succeeds as both brilliantly constructed puzzle box of a whodunit, offering a big reveal that's extremely satisfying, and as incisive as an incisive comment on the class divisions and prejudice that I don't really fucking.
Man, you been drinking tonight?
No, but I'm already just losing interest in this.
Yeah.
The film centers on members of a dysfunctional family, each of whom motive for offering the patriarch, Christopher Plummer, a wildly successful mystery writer whose grand mansion is likened to something out of Clue. Knives Out boasts an all-star cast, blah, fucking blah, who gives a shit. Why did you want to make Knives Out? Because he's a fucking moron. Why did you want to do the whodunit genre? It's incredibly fun. First and foremost, I have memories of watching the old blah, 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 who gives a shit. Film has lots of references to the current Trump-biased political climate. Critics have been picking up on political parts. I would hope so. It's not very subtle. This isn't a subtle film. Was it so important to include these political elements? Because I'm a jackass. What about the decision to center the story on Marta, the daughter of an undocumented immigrant who serves
oh my God, are you serious?
I'm serious. Was that intended to be a rebuke to some of the anti-immigrant rhetoric out there? Yes, and I watched Rambo. Were you hoping that attentive viewers would be able to solve the murder? No, I don't give a shit. That's exactly what he said. No. What made you think with Daniel Craig for the role? But it seems like he's a departure from James Bond. Yeah, because I want to fuck him. Would you? Oh, sorry, that's a lie. Would you make another film with the Benoit Blanc character? I don't give a fuck. What's the status of the other Star Wars trilogy? Now we're getting to the meat of the
man. He turned into Bill Cosby at the end of that.
What are you talking about? Star Wars. I'm putting the pudding where it don't belong.
Put it in the popsicle.
I'm still talking to Lucasfilm. They haven't announced anything yet. Or anything. He didn't say yet. I have to, they haven't announced anything.
Yep, that's the slowest or the shortest answer of this entire interview is when he's asked about his new Star Wars movie. That's not happening.
I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. We just we're definitely still talking. Well, at least they let me leave them voicemails.
And you know what? At the end of the day, nobody cares about a whodunit if it's not Scooby-Doo. It's all about eating food and having the munchies. You give a freak about whodunit. That's boring.
Here, you want to read that super chat since it's in front of your face?
I love it. So it's Mr. Gently Benevolent, who is actually one of my patrons over on Patreon. Hi. He says, Rian Johnson said something stupid. I'm shocked. Shocked, I say.
Yeah, I took a little creative. All right, I made some of that shit up. But y'all know it's true. Yeah, so Fatal, what do you make of this non-answer with this shit?
Man, I'm like you. I don't care what this man says. He's single-handedly one man out of all these years we had Star Wars. One man brought that down.
I don't know that.
And now he's just trying to cover it up by doing another genre of who done it. Like I said, I'm all about that Scooby-Doo life. You know, I'm all about those doobies. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you who did it. I'll tell you who did it, Fatal. Fatal, I did it. I did it last night with Ryan's mom.
Man.
Oh, wow. Lucky my mom, I guess.
Not your mom, Rian Johnson.
Oh. I took it the same way, Ryan.
Yeah, I know. You got a Ryan on the panel. That's the problem.
Nah, dude, you share a name with the guy, but
we'll call him Rian.
We don't hate you like we hate Ryan. I mean, we do hate you, but it's not like that.
Well, thank you.
We hate you because we envy you. We don't envy Rian.
Yeah, and you know, there is some. You obviously made up a couple of those answers, right? About like the Trump narrative. I mean, sort of. I mean, he very much was like, yeah, well, you know, I'm making a movie based in 2019. I thought it'd be silly if I didn't include any climate.
No, that was the only one I didn't paraphrase on. Yeah.
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 And so he's very intentionally telling us straight away that he's including what he views as political narratives, you know, from his side, which is effective to Orange Man bad, showing which whatever your views are on illegal immigration, whatever, but showing this very sympathetic viewpoint of an illegal immigrant in a Orange Man bad scenario. So that's what he's selling us on here. Not, I mean, I don't think Rian Johnson's very funny. There's a lot of attempted humor in Last Jedi that fell really flat. So I don't know how this is going to be any funnier. I've never seen him do a comedy. Have you guys? Not that I can think of.
The only thing I seen him do was Looper.
Yeah, I have. The Last Jedi.
I seen Looper. Looper was pretty dope, but it wasn't a comedy.
Yeah.
I never saw Looper. I don't really understand what the big deal is.
What do you think
about the whole putting, like, you know, immigrants in your movie and stuff? It doesn't work out. Yeah. Trust me.
Dude, I just don't know why. Look, is this going to be even more important next year when we hit current year 2020? I can't wait to see what an emphasis they put on in the year 2020, in current year. Oh my Bob, I'm so sick and tired of hearing in current year, right? Like as if that had anything to do with anything. It's just a frustrating narrative. Like, I just want to watch a movie. Can I just watch a movie, please?
Yeah, honestly, as far as the Terminator thing, I'd have wished they'd have spent the money that they spent on the Terminator movie on all the facilities for those kids.
Jesus.
Then it's a win-win for everybody. We don't get stuck with another fucking Terminator movie, and then those kids have a nice place to stay.
Man, that's a trip because we're not going to ever get a Terminator movie again. That's sad.
Well, we probably will. We probably
will. Like a series or something.
Yeah, they'll do something. It just won't have, you know, freaking.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a big budget film.
I don't think we need one.
Stuff's done. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's done.
It's over.
That's the problem with the Terminator franchise is it came to a great conclusion in T2. Like that is the perfect way to end it. And then everything else they've been forcing it. Now, Salvation was probably the best route that they had to go. And, you know, you can argue whether it was well done or whatever, if you liked it or not. But that was the only way they could really go. Now they retcon everything every time they bring out a new movie. And
I thought Salvation was dope. And I don't know why, but it scared me when he didn't know he was a Terminator. I don't know. That just freaked me out when I saw that scene. That was like very powerful stuff. Just imagine you chilling in the mirror and you start peeling on your skin and you see machine under there. That's gonna blow your mind in the morning. I'm pretty sure your whole life and day will change.
If I've had a cup of coffee first, I can handle anything, right? Like, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at this point if I just started peeling off my skin and there was a freaking exoskeleton under there, and I'm just like, yep, makes sense.
You right about that. Coffee is life.
Well, we all know Ryan is a Terminator. Not Rian, Ryan.
That man is inhuman. You're
Tom,
inhuman.
I want to do it. Tom, let me do it.
You can do it.
Okay. Ching ching.
I don't have it up, so you can do the cha-ching.
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 Midnight Edge guys, can I post a suggestion to solve the COPA dilemma? Can creators just have a pop-up box that asks, check if you're over 18, adult stuff, blah, blah, blah. Does that comply? Love you all. And that's from Bush and Rio Cat, $10. Thank you.
I don't know if
y'all already. Go ahead.
I don't know if y'all familiar with Mortal Kombat, but that made me think of Mortal Kombat. Whenever you hit a combo on somebody and then the creator of the game pop up and say, whoopsie. That would be pretty funny if you could put that as that, to warn people that this is an adult video. Whoopsie.
I was gonna say we already technically have that, but
yeah, we have an age restricted box that we can check. We just, it also like gets rid of all your ad revenue. So, I mean, it's sort of the same thing. Like if you did that, like it's kind of a bizarre thing. Like if you're kids, then you're not allowed to be monetized. But if you check this explicitly for adults, it also takes all your revenue. Like, what the hell are we doing right now?
This is going to kill two birds with one stone. It's going to get rid of a lot of channels they didn't want on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know. I do think that we're all worried because of the uncertainty about it. Because of the powerful nature of COPA and what it could do. But at this one, we don't really know what it's going to do. So.
Ryan, let me tell you something. I'm not worried because I'm going to go back to stripping. My stripper name was Stretch Marks. Stretch Marks, this is my stripper name. I'm going back to that. So I don't know what you're worried about. I'm not worried.
Skid Marks. I like Skid Marks. That's a good one.
Skid Marks.
Wow.
Who wants to read this one?
I'll get it. Sean McMullen for $5. He says, do you all think deep down Rian Johnson knows he screwed up episode 8, but now he is too proud / stubborn to admit any mistake? I think so, actually. I think he knows. He does know, right? Because he literally said, if I could make a film that would split audiences, right, that would be what he'd want to do. I think he knows that he made a film that is garbage and that the only reason that it has any goodwill is because it flies under the banner of the Star Wars name, and SJWs are out there touting how wonderful it is. But he has to know that something that he makes that is that divisive can't be legitimately good. Because it's not like a good kind of divisive, right? Like people
he knows because he's out there like a little twit on Twitter.
Yeah.
I think I don't think he's like, it's not that he's not admitting it. He's happy that he did it. He is proud that he made this film.
Yeah, I agree. I think he knows exactly what he did and he's enjoying himself. It was so weird. I hope Knives Out flops.
I hope he's not enjoying himself.
He is enjoying himself.
I don't want to think about anybody enjoying themselves.
Oh,
there's a baby on the panel. I don't get it. Okay. I don't get that one.
Hold on, they might be talking about me.
That's what I was wondering. You're the only one who's adorable like a baby. So.
And not to mention I'm wearing diapers, so
well, that's not surprising. That's too cool of you.
Is some comment about Baby Yoda? Is that what we're trying to?
That's what I was wondering. We missed. The next question was there some rumors your film might be the one that's coming in 2022? Is that true? Fuck no. Every single day there's a new thing until it's up on StarWars.com. Don't believe it. Okay, we've got two things here now that have sound like they haven't said shit to me. They haven't said shit about my movie. Don't believe anything about my movie. He didn't say, no, my movie is still on, but it's not the 2022 movie. He specifically says every single day there's a new thing. Until it's up on StarWars.com, don't believe it. Now, in this politically driven world we live in right now, haven't you heard a lot of political answers that sound just like this non-answer right here?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he acts like? Is he acts like that crazy girl that you stop talking to whenever you like don't want to go like do the whole, friends with benefits thing anymore. And she like you stop talking to her and you block her number or whatever, but she keeps calling and she keeps telling all her friends that you still hang out, and she's like relentless, and she's like she shows up at your house at 2 a.m. in the morning, and like she's like, baby, are you home? Can you hear me? We're still good though, right? I miss you. I close the curtains, and Disney's like over there like closing the curtains and trying really hard to not let her know that they're actually at home.
I'm gonna tell you,
returning the phone calls.
This is a thing about Mary. She doesn't realize the guys all want that in the chat to happen to them. They want that to happen.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not want crazy on your doorstep at 2 o'clock in the morning. No one wants that. What are you talking about?
Okay.
So anyway, non-answer. Mary's little analogy aside there, what do you think, Ryan?
Listen, it's clear, like these two answers, he just wants to move past his question as fast as possible, because he knows that he's not getting his trilogy. And he's finally starting to say that in very few words. He's just saying, well, they haven't really talked to me. Things are going on, but I'm not sure. That means it's not happening.
I don't know. Quit asking me.
I'm right. I'm right with Ryan. It's too much dodging and maybes and ifs. It's not gonna happen. They know they listening to the fans on YouTube and on the internet. They know people not rocking with Rian Johnson anymore. It's not gonna happen. I truly believe in my heart, Jon Favreau, if this works out, The Mandalorian, Kevin Feige is supposed to be direct. He's supposed to be over Star Wars, right? Kevin Feige. Oh, that was a rumor?
I mean, he might be doing. We don't know for sure.
Well, let's just say
he's producing a movie, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say hypothetically, Kevin Feige is over Star Wars. Jon Favreau, Kevin Feige already got that relationship going on. If Mandalorian kill it, then I can pretty much put money on it that the next trilogy, 2 or 3 years down the line, is going to be directed by Jon Favreau. Watch what I tell you. Fatal J told you first.
Well, you didn't tell me first. I've been hearing that for a couple days now, but
okay, I was being sarcastic.
I think you're on to something. The Kevin Feige thing, that is right now, as of right now, he's in the works to develop one movie for them. Like, that's the official word.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do think that with the reaction, we're only 3 episodes in The Mandalorian, guys, but with the reaction everyone's having, I do think that Jon Favreau is going to be everybody's pick to go ahead and put it in his hands with everything he's been proven to do. And if he can work hand in hand with Dave Filoni, that'll make a lot of people happy.
Yeah. And guess what? He already did 3 big Marvel movies,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we get Tony Stark in a Star Wars movie? I mean, Robert Downey Jr.? You'll blow your freaking mind. You'll blow your freaking load. Sorry. I forgot you're trying to monetize this show. Excuse me.
Well, yeah, I don't know if we don't need Robert Downey Jr., but we need cohesive storytelling, and we need people that are honoring what's come before. And whatever your complaints may be about Mandalorian, there's definitely some of both of that in it.
So, Ryan, you telling me you wouldn't want to see Robert Downey Jr. playing Boba Fett?
What?
You
It's such a weird.
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Well,
I want to see if he say yes or no.
Me live, So if you can not kill him, it'd be nice.
No, I don't want to see that. What are you talking
Brian
about?
would. I'm reading Ryan mind right now. That would be dope, Fatal. But I'm not gonna say it live. I'm not gonna say it live on camera.
From David Benioff and D.B. Weiss to Colin Trevorrow, there's been an enormous amount of turnover behind the camera on Star Wars. Why is it so difficult for directors to stay employed on these films? Because KK is crazy. He said, I can't speak to the experience that anyone else had. I would caution that other people's sets are like other people's marriages. You think you know what's going on with them, but the only thing that's absolutely true is that you're wrong. I can only speak to my experience, which was an absolute dream from top to bottom, beginning to end, from Kathy to Bob Iger to JJ to all the craftsmen. Yep. Anybody want to comment on that before we get to the toxic fandom?
Oh my gosh. Well, look, I can agree that like you can't ever really make commentary on what happens with someone else in a situation that you're not there to observe, right? So you don't know. You can only take the words of the people that you hear. But it does not take a genius to put 2 and 2 together, right? Like, so if you have a person who, say, keeps getting divorced and they're on like their 6th marriage or whatever, at some point you go, there's a common denominator here. And you can assume that that person is crazy and, I don't know, not marry them. Because you don't want to put yourself in the same situation that other people have clearly put themselves in over and over and over again. So yes, you can connect the dots. You can look at something like this. And yeah, in a situation like where you've lost directors over and over and over again and had this happen consistently, then yes, there is a common denominator, and it's Kathleen Kennedy and it's Lucasfilm. So
if it's anybody in the chat that's having relationship problems, Mary Mayhem will help you through those. She's talked about crazy women that's showing up at your door. And she's talking about people who've been married several times.
Look, I'm just going off of the analogy that he gave us.
She is a relationship counselor.
I'm not helping you through your divorce. Forget it.
Well,
he tried. You got to give him that.
You can load your own damn U-Haul. Do not call me. I'm not helping you lift the furniture. I don't care.
So Max Mercer in chat says Ruin Johnson let KK peg him, confirmed. And that's kind of what I was going to say. Maybe not, maybe a little more eloquently. But so Rian Johnson is basically the only person that hasn't clashed at all with Kathleen Kennedy in any way, shape, or form that we've been reported. Whether that's well, even JJ has had some issues with what they've done and what they decided to do in episode 8, reportedly. Mm-hmm. So Rian Johnson has pretty much been in lockstep with Kathleen Kennedy the whole way through, whether that's because their visions align, because they're both they're like each other's spirit animals.
Or maybe he's boning her.
Oh, gross. I can't imagine that dude has a dick that works, to be honest. There's no way. You can't convince me of that. Especially not if you put Kathleen Kennedy in front of him. So
oh, Lord almighty.
I mean, look, even ugly people can find love, right?
I know, I'm proof. When Benioff and Weiss left, there was chatter that it was due to toxic fandom. What is your experience like?
Guys, that's us. That's us.
And first of all, did you hear anything about that? When did you guys hear that it's because of toxic fandom that Benioff and Weiss left, as opposed to one, either wanting $500 million, whatever it is, from Netflix, or just not wanting to be involved in Star Wars? When was toxic fandom ever brought up until this?
They were fucking fired. They can say they left all they goddamn want. They were fucking fired. End of story on that one. Anyway, his answer was, you always have the contextualize. Okay, I gotta say allegedly on the fired thing. You always have to contextualize how a small part of the fandom that section is. Oh, is it?
Really?
I'm not talking about the people who like or dislike a particular movie. I'm talking about the people who have dedicated themselves to abusing people who are involved in the films.
You need a lisp when you say abusing.
Is this a new trend in Hollywood to just really
at Kelly Marie Tran, which is a bunch of horse shit? It's so small, but it gets blown up. having been in the hurricane for the last 2 years, I can tell you that 95% of what I get, even on Twitter, is lovely and thoughtful and engaged. Even when people don't like my movie. Having said that, that's a problem that every type of fandom is dealing with.
Every time. Them. Oh yeah.
I'm like that dude off the Problem Child movie. That little punk is lying.
It's almost by a byproduct of the system that is the internet. It's the internet's fault.
I'll tell you what the internet's for. Porn. That's what it's for, guys.
You know, Ryan, maybe if Ryan knew that, he wouldn't have this problem. Just saying.
Hey man, I never understood talking about the people who support the movies. That's a trend in Hollywood for 2019. I never got that. I mean, seemed like a person with common sense would say, hey, if I talk about the people, they will stop supporting me. Isn't that logical? Isn't that logical?
You would think. You would think.
Yeah. And
look at the Charlie Angels girl, the director.
Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, man. If your movie tanked, if it sucked, just keep it moving. Why the freak you gotta talk about the people who went out?
Fatal. You got to be careful. You called her a girl. You got to respect women. She might get upset.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna call her a girl or a woman. I'm gonna call her a slore. Is that better?
Jeez.
Wow. No, it's not.
Direct and to the point. Mr. Gently Benevolent for another Australian $5. Thanks for giving me the mental image of KK doing a trench run on Roundhead. Now I need to crack open the rum.
Just packed it on the surface.
Oh. God.
Shit.
But yeah, I do like. We have seen Rian Johnson just be a complete and utter troll for the past 2 years on Twitter. Someone who is engaged with everyone that he can in order to drum up the attention, in order to get attacked when people get upset about it, so that he can come back and play lispy victim here. And that's exactly what he's doing in this interview. And it's pretty clear. We know that Kelly Marie Tran was not harassed off Instagram. We know that Daisy Ridley herself is the one that disabled her account, like had nothing to do with any trolls. She just wanted to get off because of all the pressure and everyone that was talking about her constantly. So they can keep repeating the same thing in every magazine and interview they do. It doesn't make it true.
No, I agree. I agree. It's
Our
just
own Mecca Random figured out that the Kelly Marie Tran thing was bullshit. Not that we all didn't know that, but she proved it.
yeah, it's just hyperbolic, and it
Do you see how
it
she
does
looked
keep
in
it
this new
relevant.
film? Do you see how she look in the new trailers? She looks so plain.
Boy,
As
you said-
opposed to
I would have kept the helmet, hat, and the yellow compared to the plain Jane we got now. It's almost like she's invisible.
yeah, she's likely going to die in the first 5 minutes.
I hope,
Hey, I hope that
I
happens.
hope the character Rose Tico is not something we're saddled with for very long, since we have to be so careful with our words, because otherwise they will twist them.
Will you be careful with your words? Because I heard you say saddle and it made me get excited.
Wait, what? Saddle.
You said something about a saddle.
Fatal. Saddled. No, like we have to be so careful with our words. People can never know what we mean. People can never understand what it is that we're talking about. Look, no one hates Kelly Marie Tran. She seems like a lovely lady, even if
Oh,
she's
she looked like a beautiful lady.
stuffed into a potato sack in the last
no
Jedi.
kidding.
That's
With that
fine.
last name, she may have been a man. We don't know. But we
She got
don't
that-
ask for these things.
She got that April O'Neil jumpsuit with that lovely helmet hairdo. I mean,
Is Tran her actual name, or is it just a clever pun? Like Amanda. Think about
know.
that for a minute.
Like, why? I don't want Rose Tico in this last movie. I don't really want this last movie, if I'm being completely honest.
but I don't want nobody from the last movie in this movie. I want a whole
I
new
don't want
cast.
this movie.
I
You
want a
know
whole
the
new
amazing-
cast.
amazing thing is this all would have been, look, honestly, none of this would have happened. All of this entire community would have probably never happened, period, if Rian Johnson had been able to do one very simple thing: shut his gaping hole. That's all he had to do, was to just shut the fuck up for just a little while. But he can't. It's like he does enjoy this. He definitely enjoys this shit because he keeps running his mouth. It's the only way he stays relevant. It's like that guy on the internet whose fingers are covered in Cheeto dust and they're sitting at their computer and they're like, this is the only way I'm ever gonna feel powerful. So he just keeps running his mouth. None of this would have ever happened if he had just learned to shut.
That's a bolder statement.
Do what?
What? Oh, did I say that out loud? Shit.
I didn't hear what you said.
I heard it.
Big for a second.
You wouldn't have got it anyway.
I'm not
It's okay.
I'm not fucking repeating it. Even though it's on the internet forever, I'm not repeating it.
I've been watching too many Mary videos. I've been having this song in my head all day. I just want to be the one you love. I just want to be the one you love.
You know, Justin Proper, the artist formerly known as Proper Jeremy, hated that song when I first started my intro. He was livid about it. He was like, "You need to change it," and I was like, "No, it's weird. It's unearthly. It's
creepy."
Exactly, it's creepy. It makes you feel uncomfortable, right? Like the words don't match the music, which is exactly what I'm all about, right? Like it's merry mayhem. So I've nothing but love for that intro. I think it suits me perfectly.
Ooh.
Steve Kenobi in the chat said Rian Johnson is the reason why strap-on dildos have gotten bigger in the last 2 years.
Let's dig in here. God damn it.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Fatal. What was I gonna say? I lost track with that big dildo comment from Steve. That's a really way to drag everything off track.
That's why I said we have to have him in here. We just can't be doing this no more.
Yeah, come on, Steve.
Yeah, Rian Johnson got drilled harder than your random oil field.
Negative. Just impacted on the surface. Didn't go there.
Oh my god!
You guys think this movie gonna be a success? Is gonna be a success? He got A-list people in this movie.
Look, no,
I don't know.
That A-list people doesn't mean you're going to have a success, right?
That's true. That's true.
Nah, I mean it's just a dumb movie.
Well, what's the budget on it? I mean, it's got to be almost all actors because the set and everything. It just looks like it's set in a house.
Yeah, look normal.
Yeah, so I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of production value to it. I don't think that there's a lot of people that are going to go see it just because it's Rian Johnson. You know, I think that there are a lot of people that won't see it just because it's Rian Johnson. There was a couple things where they had like open, I don't know if it was screenings or just Q&A sessions with him, and they were like completely empty almost. Do you remember that, Tom?
Yeah, I do kind of.
Yeah, so
I'll be right back.
And they had the freaking nerve to put the director of Last Jedi. Man, that almost made me hit my stereotypical black man from the 70s tone. Oh, hell no, man.
Well, and now Chris Evans is working with him Chris Evans was pretty tolerable to us all when he was Captain America and part of the MCU, which whatever you say about it now is pretty successful and pretty well beloved in general. A lot of people are kind of over it now, but Chris Evans is a guy who says a lot of things that are pretty divisive on Twitter as well. Working with Rian Johnson, someone that he is hand in hand with as far as political ideology. So yeah, I can see why a lot of people would be pushed away from this movie.
Yeah, and Stig,
Welcome,
looking at
Stig.
you right now. I'm looking at Stig, and Stig, I'm glad you're here.
Hello there.
You're everything. You're everything a man wants to be. I'm glad you're here.
Well, thank you. You're too kind. I like your couch. It looks comfy.
Oh man, I go to sleep on here whenever I get into fights with my significant other.
Excellent.
I like the way you say it, almost like you fight with her on purpose just so you have to sleep on it.
It looks
You
pretty
like-
comfy.
That's right. I don't like your chicken no more, and I hate your corn. That you go sleep on the fucking couch. Yes, Netflix all night. Woo!
A couch
Jump on the
impregnated with tears.
And fight over stupid stuff. Can you stop clipping your toenails right next to me?
It
Stop!
never bothered you before, but it does now. God damn it!
Can you stop farting and then putting the cover over my head? Jeez.
You're sleeping on the couch. Yes.
God.
I gotta pick on the Fatal J.
I fell asleep on the couch last night on accident trying to stay up for Disney Plus or trying to stay up for The Mandalorian.
What time did you watch it?
Well, it finally became available on my Prime on my Amazon TV at around 12:30, and I was like, yes, finally. So then I sit down. I'm like, I'm gonna lay down, but I was really exhausted, so it was a mistake. I lay down a couple minutes into the recap of the last episode, and I'm out like a fucking light. And then I didn't wake up until like 2 hours later. So everyone's already posting their reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it
This
does.
was the best one so far.
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I thought it was really good too. Are we talking any of that? I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Sure. I mean,
They need to kill that damn Yoda baby though. Stuff him in a
Yes.
wood
Nah,
chipper.
man.
Yeah,
That's the good
Stieg
stuff.
is on my team. Stieg is on my
Yeah.
team.
Nah, man.
phenomenon. You just wait.
That's
Everyone's
like that
gonna want to kill
movie.
it soon.
Y'all ever seen a movie called Shogun Assassin?
Yeah.
It's an old kung fu movie where he protecting that baby. That's what that reminds me of. That's some good stuff. Very
Kind of
good
looked
stuff.
like Shogun Assassin mixed with John Wick.
Now, this episode now is like John Wick with the bounty hunters is after him. And sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, but the show is super awesome. You should have been unseen it by now. Okay, thank you. I
Yeah,
didn't know they was gonna go that deep into the Mandalorians like that. Like I knew it was gonna be about Mando, but I didn't know they were gonna show his whole crew like that. Did you see that?
yes. All the Mandalorians, all having jetpacks, all came in like a
Yeah.
wrecking ball. Yeah.
They
The guy
came
with the
in like the,
minigun was awesome.
they came in like the end of Avengers Endgame.
They did. Yeah, they came through the portals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so my favorite part was definitely the stormtrooper part. When he was infiltrating that building. That is what I wanted to see Mandalorian be. I wanted to see him. I wanted to see him doing that like he's on a mission to get something. Because when you're a bounty hunter, you can't just go in and wreck stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You have to be smart about it, especially if you're working alone, like he was. So for him to go in, take people out, sneaking around corners, taking people out in creative ways. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that.
And besides Rogue One, this is pretty much the most violent stuff we ever seen somebody do to a stormtrooper. And I love that. It was very dark.
Yeah,
Very
that
brutal.
flamethrower scene was pretty
Yeah.
pretty graphic.
And I like
Yeah.
how he actually ran out of fuel on his flamethrower. The jetpacks seemingly never run out of fuel ever. In at least in Dave Filoni, Clone Wars and Rebels, they literally just go on forever, which isn't really how it
And
works.
they're mind controlled.
I think the only thing that's not making this show rated R is we're not seeing blood. We're not seeing blood.
I don't
But
think
besides,
there's nothing to really make it R-rated at all. There's no language at all.
yeah, but they
Um,
push it. They pushing the limits with this PG-13.
Well, I think a big part of it, Fatal, is that we're so used to it being so fucking sanitized with the Disney versions and even the
That's what
prequels
I'm saying. Yeah.
until we
Even,
got.
even with the OT was nice and simple,
But at
when they
least here,
tried-
I think what's going to be surprising to me is like we'll get through this thing and then you'll find out like John Favreau will be doing an interview like 6 months from now and he'll be like, they'll talk about how violent this was in comparison. He'll be like, oh, a lot of that was Lucas. He's like, go all out. He's like, just have him fucking burn the guy. That'll be funny as shit.
Now, this one's going to be funny, Tom. If we get to episode 8, it wraps up the whole season. And then at the very end, in the end credits, it say directed by Rian Johnson. What would you do?
not going to happen.
What would you do if it says the entire episodes was directed by Rian Johnson?
I would have said then you lied to me for the first 7 episodes when you said this one was directed by David or Deborah Chow.
That was the trick to get you to watch it.
Yeah. Well, and I did make that comparison after the first 2 episodes, which I thought had, issues. I said, if this was directed by Rian Johnson, people would be given a lot harder time and wouldn't be mesmerized by Baby Yoda. They'd be upset about it. But because it's Favreau and Filoni, who are really well liked, a lot of people were willing to.
I disagree because I was on board with Rian Johnson all the way up until Mary Poppins Leia.
Hey, real quick for the people in the chat, y'all saying Lone Wolf and Cub. Shogun Assassin is Lone Wolf and Cub. That's the same
There's
thing.
a bunch of stupid shit. What I'm saying though is there is a bunch of stupid shit in The Last Jedi before the Princess Leia thing, but the Princess Leia thing was like the last fucking straw.
That was like an hour into the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Until that point, I was okay with this guy. I thought this was a good choice. I'm like, at least it's not JJ.
Man, JJ already got his foot in Warner Brothers. He don't even care anymore.
He's
And I
gonna
don't
go
blame him.
DC. He's gonna go to the DC universe and
ruin
God.
Superman and Green Lantern.
yeah. It's sad. It's sad.
It is sad, man.
That the same people just keep getting the same jobs.
Yeah.
So JJ's gone from Star Trek to Star Wars and now to DC.
So
Think about that.
It's like what they say in Hollywood: you fail upwards.
It's just whoever's got the money.
Yeah, that's the thing about rich people. I don't know why everybody on the internet, they're going to get fired now. No, they're not. Rich people get moved around. They don't get fired.
Well,
That's why
they get promoted.
Yeah,
they get promoted.
People live in a fucking vacuum, first of all. Okay, and we may talk about the Kathleen Kennedy interview that we talked a little bit about already the other night, but still, talking like, oh, we consider the fans co-owners of this and blah blah blah, just like the whole thing with Rian Johnson and his stupid answer for the toxic fans. You know what? This whole thing is just a big fucking bunch of horse shit in the end, and you can sit there until the end of time and think, that they're doing wrong, but they don't see that. All they see is that The Force Awakens made $2 billion. All they see is that Rian Johnson's movie didn't do as well. Trevorrow and them got into it, so that's why they brought JJ back. It's because his movie made all the money. That plain and simple. That's what it's all about. They don't see JJ as a failure like we do.
Yeah.
Same thing with Star Trek. They don't really see him as a failure
It's about the numbers, man.
because
It
his
ain't-
2 movies for Star Trek made money.
If it was bad art,
But
if it was bad art and it made billions, they don't care. They're gonna keep producing that art. Now, if it
otherwise,
was
we wouldn't have 6 fucking Transformer movies. That's right, Jay.
Yeah. Man, I hate them Transformer movies. Now, Bumblebee was good. I can't lie about that one.
Now, how did that do in the box office, though?
Well,
Not as
Bumblebee,
good because of how bad the last few have been. That was the problem.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, if they would have brought Bumblebee out after like the 3rd Transformer movie, it probably would have done a hell of a lot better.
Yeah. Well, it was just like it's a Bumblebee movie with some female protagonists that we've never heard, we had no connection to, right? So it was like I didn't even see that movie.
how
It
about a
actually-
Transformer
it
movie
actually-
without any freaking humans in it?
It actually felt like the old cartoons in a way. The
Yeah.
Bumblebee movie.
That Bumblebee was dope. I like that one.
Yeah, it was actually good.
I was talking about Michael Bay yesterday. All them damn fireworks, explosions. Why did he put that in his movies? That was stupid. It wasn't explosions. It was fireworks.
Yeah, when things explode, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks cool, I guess.
He thought that was cool. No, it wasn't. It was stupid. He think, oh yeah, I'm innovating. This is unique and different. No, it's like a little kid made something on the computer and bragging about it. What is
It's
Michael
because
Bay
of
doing these
people-
days anyway? What's
Yeah,
Michael Bay
it's-
doing?
It's because of guys like Michael Bay and J.J. Abrams. Where
Oh.
it's the reason why you have people like Martin Scorsese saying that isn't real cinema. It's just an amusement ride. It's not
Well,
real
look
cinema.
here. Michael
And
Bay
making him right.
Michael Bay made Ninja Turtles, so I'm right there with Martin Scorsese on that one.
That's the problem. It's hard to argue with him. Now, it's easier to argue with him on the Marvel side of things because there's a lot of different factors there, but he's not wrong when it comes to most of the shit that comes out of Hollywood. Like, that's the problem, is there's been this major shift towards garbage. Like, out and in and out, fast food fucking movies. We've said this before. It's the McDonaldization of Hollywood. It's just keep shucking them out there, same fucking thing over and over and over and over again.
So basically what you're saying, let's get to the root of it. Are these dumbed downing movies? Is these dumbed downing movies?
Well, that's what you have to do.
They already were doing that before that because guess what? They think the audience is stupid already.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you get people like that are going, well, we got to make this make sense to the people over in China. So then you have a curve there already because they think, oh, well, they're stupid, so we got to make it dumber than that. And that's the problem, is they're not stupid. In fact, they're very clever. They're more clever in some instances than we are, where they turn around and see shit as garbage long before we do. They were off this Star Wars board. They're like, fuck this noise.
Man, have you seen their army when they march? They legs go all the way up to their head. I'm not playing with anybody that does that.
Fatal, that's because they're only 4'6".
My
legs would get up there easy too.
Man, look here. If you marching that damn high in the air, you mean business. So I'm not messing with the Chinese people.
But you are right, Tom. The way that the industries are kind of cucking to China for the money, right? You know, whether it's changing antagonists in your movie to not offend the Chinese people, whether it's not mentioning the word ghost, because if you say the word ghost in a movie, you're not supposed to. I don't think it can be released in China, from my understanding.
Yeah, they have a big stigma about ghosts, so that's why anything, as far as like, we don't call them force ghosts over there. They're force spirits.
Yeah. And they changed the name Solo to Ranger Solo. What was the deal with that? Ranger Solo.
I don't know.
I think it's probably more so because when it translated for the original Star Wars, it was Captain Solo.
Oh, okay.
Like, it probably translated to Ranger. And so just so they know who the fuck it is, they call it Ranger Solo. Well, and it's the same difference thing with like Captain America. Since every country has their own version of Captain America, kinda, when they released that overseas, they just called it the First Avenger everywhere else.
Oh, okay.
They didn't call it Captain America because they weren't that.
It's not going to get them to the theater to see Captain America.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they change posters in The Last Jedi. So if you've got skin beautiful like Fatal J's, they're going to make you smaller and put you in the background, like what happened to John Boyega.
So. AKA they don't like black people.
Unless they're
like not at all racist. Wait a second. Hold on.
It's weird. It's weird, though. And I'm not sticking up for him at all. It's weird. It's a situation like that. In most cases, yes, they will not have black people on the poster, but I think
are you woke or
not? That's true. It's a video. I watch weird videos on YouTube. Please forgive me, but it's a video of a big muscled up guy with his shirt off, black guy with dreads all the way down his back, and he walking through China, and the people in China is like, "Oh my God, it's Godzilla!" I'm serious. Look how they looking at him. It's scary to them.
They're not used to seeing that. That's the thing.
They're not used to seeing that in China.
What is a critical double standard?
Man, that's how it is all over the world. Well, not all over the world, but
yeah. And
what racism, though? You shove someone to the back because of their color.
Man.
Oh, no, they take them completely off the poster in some instances if they're not stuck.
And why you think Rose Tico was even in The Last Jedi in the first
She's
place?
not even on the poster, I think, in the Chinese poster.
Who, Rose Tico?
I don't think she is, or is she? Well, because she's not even Chinese. Isn't she
Vietnamese?
Yeah, I was gonna say she's either Vietnamese or I can't remember if she's either that or that's what I thought. One of those two. Yeah, so I don't even know if she is on the poster.
She's like Vietnamese or North or South Korean or something like that. Probably North Korean.
That's my point.
I think she's Corel. I think she's from Corellia.
Corellia.
You devil.
She's from Nemoidia.
I don't know. Somebody's telling me, because that's the other thing. Yeah, they just see people as Asian. There's all kinds of different countries all over there, and they don't all get along.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I was in Japan for 2 years. They cannot stand Chinese people. They like really don't like them. So.
Well, and then like Hong Kong, isn't Hong Kong like totally shut off from China anyway? Like they're their own government, if I'm not mistaken.
I
think so.
Trying to be
to sort out though. They're like connected, but not.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy shit, and I don't want to ever say anything wrong because I don't want to disrespect anybody, and it's all completely out of ignorance on my part.
I understand, man. I've been to different countries and stuff. I don't want to disrespect them people culture, you know. I mean, it might be racist to us, but that's their culture.
But no, to get back to what Ryan and we were all talking about here, the only reason they dumb the movies down and do what they do is, and it's not even so much for the box office. The box office only is more of a bragging thing because they don't see that much money from the box office. What they do see is investments. That was
you talking about the movie companies?
Yeah, so you'll have Chinese companies investing in movies is what you'll get.
Oh.
And so like that was why it was such a big deal when Paramount lost their Chinese connection.
Man, you know what? If China is something tragic happened to China, America is going into the Stone Ages again. It's gonna be like Fred Flintstone or something, man. I mean, they always supporting us somehow, some way. It's kind of freaky when you think about it.
I think Joker. I think the best thing about Joker is it showed we don't need them. We don't need to rely on that audience to have a hit. As long as you make a good movie, the people.
Just get Americans to show the hell up, because we do. When it's good, we do.
It wasn't just America. What did it make, Tom? Around 350 million domestically, and then the rest was internationally, not with China. So, I mean, this movie resonated around the globe as well, wherever it was released.
Yeah, and this movie, I think, leaked online early on and stuff like that, too. So, I mean, it just goes to show it doesn't matter if it gets online. People will still go see it.
Well, because there's something special about that in-theater experience, right? Like going in and experiencing it up in front of you with the booming sound and the all-encompassing picture, and you feel surrounded and completely engrossed in this experience of this movie, right? So, yeah, it's still worth going to a theater to see a good movie. It just needs to be a good movie.
Oh, and I think that Ford versus Ferrari is showing that. That's doing really well. I think that Mr. Rogers movie is going to do really well this weekend. I went to see that today.
I was at this weekend.
And pretty decent audience. Now, here's what I will warn people. It is a good movie.
Which one? The Ford versus Ferrari?
No, I saw
Mr. Rogers
movie.
How's the Ford versus Ferrari? Is that good?
I'm
gonna see that
I'm
tomorrow.
waiting for the crowds to go down because every time I go to check into it, they're all
I want to see that bad.
Like everybody's still going to see that. But no, it's the Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood or whatever it's called. It's a good movie, but don't go in expecting a Mr. Rogers movie per se.
I agree.
Not much about him.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Tom. Mr. Rogers was the most boringest thing I ever witnessed on PBS.
Well, it's not even that. It's the way the story's told.
Look, Tom. I'm all about reading Rainbow. Butterflies in the sky. I can fly in the sky.
No, not really. It's not really woke or anything like that. What I'm saying is it's more about the journalist who wrote the famous interview with him back in '98 that he was on the cover of Esquire for.
Mr. Rogers himself was, for the time, kind of woke. He was very inclusive. He was really wonderful about making sure that he highlighted people of color, highlighting people with disabilities, right? There was never any discrimination in terms of in fact, he went out of his way to make sure that it wasn't discriminatory. So Mr. Rogers is a great example of how to be woke, but not have the narrative surrounding it, not destroy your narrative around it, right? Like he just brought them on and let people do their thing, right? So it's
not a biopic. That's the thing I want to tell everybody right now. So if you go in expecting like to see what Mr. Rogers' life was like from kid to getting into the show, and it's not what it's about. It's not about that at all.
What was that little land when that little train go through there and it'd be like them different puppets and stuff? What was that place?
Trolley the Train?
The Make-Believe land?
The land of make-believe, yeah.
When I was a little kid, I wanted to fit through that little hole to go through there and start.
It's basically a movie about other characters. It's basically a movie about a family, and Mr. Rogers just happens to be a character in the movie.
I would like to see a movie about Mr. Rogers like had an affair with someone and he had like an illegitimate child.
Yeah, but that would destroy our dreams.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'd like to see it.
He didn't. He was a super conservative.
Have him doing cocaine. Have him doing cocaine before he go on the show.
Doing cocaine off of Trolley the Train's tracks.
Yes.
The big thing of the story is like, and they don't, and this is why I'm trying to tell people this, because they don't really tell you they don't do a good job in the trailers of telling you what this movie's about. The guy who's writing the article is like in a bad place in his life, has a very bad relationship with his dad, lost his mother when he was a kid.
Dude, don't spoil it.
No, I know. This is where the movie starts. And it's like, he doesn't understand why the fuck in the world. First of all, he's getting this job because he's done nothing but piss everybody off in the world that he lives in the world that he works in, to where nobody will let him interview him anymore. So his boss tells him, this is the only person that we asked that would said yes, they would let you interview them. And then when he gets there, he says something to one of the guys there, and he goes, Fred likes everybody, but he loves people like you. He's like, what do you mean? Broken people. And that's the whole thing. It's kind of built on this idea that Fred Rogers knows. It's more about how he makes people feel and can be like this father figure in your life kind of thing. It's like I said, don't go in expecting the life story of Mr. Rogers. It is a very good movie, though. It is a very good movie.
Man, I never even heard of Mr. Rogers.
Of course you haven't.
Yeah, you wouldn't, Steve, because it was he's an
American icon.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard of Elvis.
I didn't translate to other countries very
Elvis
well.
was all over the world, though. Everybody knows who Elvis
Who
was.
would have thought the guy who made Big is making all these excellent acting movies? The guy that made the freaking Money Pit is making all these movies that's just well acted, wonderfully performance. I mean, Tom Hanks. Turner and freaking Ooch.
That was a masterpiece.
Tom Hanks have came a long way, bro.
Don't eat the car. Don't eat the car. Not the car.
He was a freaking comedian.
Ashtray.
That is true. The guy who played Forrest Gump. But I
think Forrest Gump was like his turning point, though.
Well, that was his turning point. It's when he did Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, that was such a good movie. Holy cow, that was a good movie. Freaking Philadelphia.
Because Forrest Gump is dope. It's just too long.
Forrest Gump was his second time in a row winning an Oscar the year after Philadelphia.
Philadelphia was badly marketed, because I watched it and never once did he Philadelphia in it.
Oh God. I thought the Castaway.
I don't know.
Castaway is dope.
I thought the Castaway is dope because that entire movie virtually is Tom Hanks alone. No one else to act with, no one else to play off, just him.
Yeah. And filmed that movie?
What's that?
Do you know how he filmed that movie?
Alone?
I mean, like how he lost the weight and all that shit. Then they filmed the beginning and the end first. And then he went to shoot some other movie. I don't remember what it was at the time. And then when he was done shooting that movie, he went and lost a buttload of weight. And then they came back and shot all the island stuff.
That makes sense, though, how to do it.
Yeah.
Because when I was a little kid, I thought they did beginning to end.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I thought they filmed movies from beginning to end. They don't never do that.
No. No. Yeah, shoot. Well, if you think about it, the Harry Potter kids or whatever, like they would kind of have to film that beginning.
Robert Zemeckis went to film What Lies Beneath, but I can't remember what movie Tom Hanks filmed in between there.
Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis was the director on both.
Mary, what was you about to say about Harry Potter?
But you would have to film Harry Potter beginning to end for the most part, just because the kids age so much.
Oh yeah, they age fast, like Stranger Things.
Well, and a lot of those, aren't they all pretty much in one set for the most part, except for the set pieces anyway, since they're all in school, so you can almost shoot it like a television series almost.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how fast kids grow, because you know
it's not uncommon.
Not Baby Yoda, though.
In most cases, though, it's not uncommon to shoot in order with kids. I've heard, like Steven Spielberg did that a lot. He did that in E.T. and he did it in Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't shoot Goonies, but he suggested that to Richard Donner because it's easier for the kid actors to keep their emotions in the correct places and know what they're doing, and they're not confused all over the place because you're not shooting the end one day and the beginning the next, in the middle the next day, and
But movies are so much more grand, and they're not as simple these days as they were back in the 80s. Even a lot of like the very classic movies from the 80s, they're not as simple. So you do have to do things, especially when you have people losing weight, people changing hair color, like whatever that is. It makes sense to film in a certain order, or because so many things are like on location or whatever, that you need to get all the stuff done there at that point with everybody's scenes. Or, like Arnold Schwarzenegger for Dark Fate, he was only there to film his parts in the movie for like a very short amount of time. When it almost was finished, if I recall, like then he came in and filmed all the scenes they needed with Arnold. So it just kind of depends on what they have at their, like what they have available at the time to shoot, what order they do it in.
Yeah, a lot of times it's just all logistics. But anyway, did we really want to cover anything else tonight, guys? Do you guys have anything to talk about, or did we want to kind of close this out? Because I know, Mary, we got shenanigans in what, a half hour? Or is that in an hour and a half?
No, it's in an hour and a half. But I do have to get some stuff prepped and get my kid to bed.
Yeah,
he's in there watching God knows what on YouTube. Kappa.
yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Probably watching like Nightmare on Elm Street or something.
No, I don't hear any screaming. So,
well, I've got kids. That ain't gonna phase kids nowadays.
No. I mean the movie. It wouldn't. You guys can't hear what I can hear.
Gotcha. I got you.
So that's a good thing, I guess.
Stig, are you ready for some shenanigans?
Yeah, I've been prepping a bit too.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying to me. When Stig preps, he always does something like bust out a really weird, creepy voice. And I'm just like,
well, I've been practicing a voice.
Let me tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen. Stig has created one of the greatest posters known to man. And Fatal J is going to get that poster and put it on my wall. And it's going to make all the feminists cry. And I'm going to collect all their tears. Yes, I am.
Yes, the one where
Were you on the poster?
Wrapped around his legs.
Yeah, and who else is Miss? And is Mara Jade?
I think it's Mara, yeah.
There's another one, Fatal.
I want both of them.
It's lovely.
I'm gonna put it in KOTOR.
Okay.
So you can see it right now. It's from Shenanigans. It's like
let me tell you something. If you haven't hit puberty yet, when you watch that poster, your balls will drop.
Like New Year's Eve.
They'll drop like raw meat in a swimming pool.
Fuck.
I like mine better, Steve. You're off tonight. Go have a few beers or get high or something. What's wrong, man?
It's okay that you like your balls better than me.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. You're normally much more punnier than this. You're a little off tonight. You've gotten a lot of work.
I'm writing as I.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You're not paying attention. That's why.
No, I don't know anything about Mr. Rogers.
Man, it's all about reading Rainbow, bro.
Here you go, Fatal. It's in KOTOR.
It's all about reading Rainbow. Butterflies in the sky.
I met him.
I can fly twice as high. Take a look. It's in the book.
I got his autograph too, Fatal J.
LeVar Burton.
I met him. I got my picture with him and everything.
I want to be him.
Tiny.
He's short.
He's tiny. He makes me look like a bigger dude than I am.
Why do TV make people look so freaking big, and then when you see them, they come up to your waist?
And I'm like short.
I'm short too. I'm 5'10" on a good day.
Yeah, he's like only 5'5", 5'4", maybe that.
What?
Yeah.
Mary, how tall are you?
Hang on, you guys. Okay, hey, vamp for a second.
I'm 5'4.5".
Nah, she's 5'4".
And a half. That's my half.
Hey, Ryan, that means she's 5'3".
Steeg, how tall are you in centimeters? And then I'll try to guess in inches.
180 centimeters.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
kinda
forgot.
short.
Across country, they do the metric system.
So that's like 5'7",
No, more like
5'10".
5'11",
No, this is
5'11" maybe.
very well.
I thought like,
Royale with
oh
cheese.
yeah, you're right, because like 200 centimeters is like pretty tall, right? That's like 6'3" or something, right?
Dang, Stig is tall as freak.
No, I'm not. I'm
You 6'3".
average.
For
I'm
over
average.
there, it's average.
Oh,
For
but
here,
that's 6'3". Well, in the States, that's average.
they're all fucking Vikings over there. That's what we always say to Andre.
Anyways, butterfly in the sky.
Like,
See, man, why you trying to make me jealous?
Why does everybody think I'm tall? Why does everybody always think I'm tall?
Oh,
You
look
do
here,
look tall, but you sit
look
down.
here, though. I'm like leaning over. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like good 5'5", maybe 5'4", because I'm only like 5'8", maybe 5'9" at the most.
You know, Tom, when I was
You
little,
gave me a hug and all you could see was fucking red. I guarantee it.
I
Tom,
like your
when I
shirt.
was little, my mom used to wear them things over her head, and I used to steal that from her and use it like as a visor
I got a picture of myself in one of those too.
to be like Jordy. Hey, don't act like you never did that in the chat. You know you stole your mom's or your sister's stuff and put those visors over your eyes.
I've never
Really?
worn any of my mother's clothing.
I've got this
I think
beat.
he's a little taller than that, Max, unless he was wearing lipstick.
Okay, Ryan, I wasn't cross
Sorry,
dressing.
I'm gonna tell you what I wore when I was a kid. I
A
was
skirt?
I was home alone because my parents were at the store. It was a Saturday morning. I was in my
If
boxers.
this is a story about you masturbating, I really don't want to hear it.
No.
That sounds like one of my stories, but continue.
I was playing the X-Wing Space Simulator on the PC,
I've heard this story.
and to immerse myself, I had taken this piece of a gas mask I'd found at a garbage dump,
Immerse yourself.
taped it to my cheek, and I put on a bicycle helmet.
What cheek? Your face cheek?
Yeah, and swimming goggles. And I was sitting there with a helmet, with goggles, and a gas mask piece on my cheek, playing the X-Wing game. Then my mom walked in, saw
And
me
what she-
sitting like that.
And what she
She,
say?
did- she never approved of my video gaming hobby after that.
And I
She
said, my
just
mom
stared-
came in. She would have said, well, he looked like he's having a good time.
She stared at me coldly, actually.
What are you doing?
Yeah, your hair makes you look tall, Mary, and it's something about the angle of the webcam, I think.
Perhaps.
Probably.
No, I'm still average height though.
No, when some people sit down, they look tall sitting down.
I'm average height for a female. Most females
No.
are 5'4".
You're
Yeah, you
more
gotta-
average height for a female hobbit.
Steve, come on, man.
Mary, maybe you have like a really long torso and like really tiny legs. Maybe that's it.
My legs are fairly short. So yeah, but I'm still average height though.
So when people see your top half, they're like, "Wow, you're tall." They don't see your little stub legs.
I'm wildly disproportionate. No, I'm
Maybe she has no legs.
yeah,
Like PewDiePie.
like Mark.
I've never.
Mark the cyborg.
I think a lot of YouTubers lack legs.
Yeah.
You never see them.
Tom, you didn't let me finish. I can fly most anywhere.
Oh my God, fatal.
Take a look. It's in a book. It's reading rainbow, reading rainbow.
I told you to stop giving him crack, Tom.
I don't give it to him. I charge him for it.
I just had to get that out of my system.
Shit for free? You crazy.
I had to
Guys,
get that out of my
I
system.
know this isn't relevant to anything, but guess what came in today for me? My Mary Mayhem merch.
Oh, that's good. I thought you were gonna say something else.
Me too, and I was gonna get excited.
Yeah, I finally grew breasts. No, like my Mary Mayhem sweatshirt
You
here.
already knew those were there.
Groovy.
The wind did it.
Woo.
Ooh. It actually did do it. I'm in the clear now.
Okay, I don't know.
Tonight, you guys will be able to experience a proper English accent on Shenanigans. I can't tell you exactly what that means, but I'm very excited to be showing you all exactly what we'll be doing this evening at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's the best.
Tom, why you trying to make me jealous, man? Okay. The
Don't
only
make
guy,
all.
Is that for Lamar?
he's the only black guy that was a black guy on the Enterprise.
Is that
And
for
yes,
Lamar?
I know
It has
that
to.
it was a black Klingon, but still.
Yeah, did you miss this, Mary?
I didn't miss it. No, it's crazy. It's crazy how tall you are.
I like your
No, I
shirt.
ain't that fucking tall at all. That's the funny part. I'm only like 5'8".
In comparison. Well, you still
Oh, yeah.
dwarf me. So, boo.
Anyways, I can
Guess what?
fly everywhere.
Ryan's over us.
That remind me of the episode when Tom kept playing Luke drinking the milk. He would do that like every 2 seconds. And he supposed to do it right now.
No, I can't. I haven't paid.
Oh, okay.
I got to come up with some money. You hear that, folks? Super chats.
Bring them on. Guess what? Because if you do, I'll take off my shirt and do a little jiggly dance.
You will?
Yeah, I don't care. If somebody drop 100 in here.
Oh, 100. Oh. I was gonna say I got a free $2 from YouTube. I'll put it in there right now.
Nah, man. Look, I'm worth more than $2, okay? More than 5, more than 10. Drop 100, I'll take off my shirt and do a jiggly dance.
I like you didn't say 20.
I'm not wearing anything anyways.
Well, I do actually have to go. I've got to go get my kid to bed before I start sending out links here.
Yeah, I think we should wrap this up. The link is in the chats for Shenanigans Park up there.
Yes.
We're going to be doing that in about an hour and 20.
Yeah, about an hour 20 is when we'll go live.
Angela Draven said, I will give you money to not do that.
There you go. Whatever works, right? Whatever works.
Whatever.
I want to thank all you. What? What'd you say?
I said whatever it takes.
That's right.
This is the way.
Do you know the way?
Mandalorian reference.
Oh boy. I want to thank all you lovely people in the stream, and I want to thank these lovely people on the panel. Let's go with Mary first since she has to get going. Mary, tell them all about yourself.
Well, hi, guys. I am Mary B. I am the mistress of mayhem, disruptor of the narrative, and official Whammon card holder. You can find me over on my channel, Mary Mayhem, where I talk about newsy news stuff on the weekdays. And then on weekends, like it is right now, we kick stuff off on Friday nights with Shenanigans, where we have a little bit of fun, or a lot of bit of fun, depending on how much alcohol I have imbibed. So please feel free to click the link in the chat, come over and join us, and we will have a slammin' good time tonight.
I love it when you use big words.
Man, she sounds like a radio host.
I've trained her well.
Yeah.
She does that all on her own. She's good. She used to be a DJ too.
I was for 10 years.
Really?
I was a DJ for 10 years. So whenever I bust out my voice like this and I'm using my DJ voice, that's exactly what you could have caught during my shows when I worked there.
Hey, you need to start investing in doing some ASMR videos.
I was gonna say, I feel like with a voice like that, I feel like Mary's been on the other end of some like 1-800 something line at some point.
Gotta start somewhere.
For 1-900 lines. Thank you very much.
That's right.
Like, yeah, Johnny, it's been a hard day, hasn't it?
Speaking of hard.
Can you help me with my plumbing?
You just gotta go and make it fucking weird, don't you, Steve?
What?
Steve, I always do that.
I don't have Rob to yell at, so I'm taking it out on you. I'm sorry.
Oh, fair enough.
All right. Catch Steve with us here on Shenanigans coming up. He has a channel, but he doesn't have much for videos, and he doesn't like it when people.
But I made a new video this week, Tom.
What?
Yes, you did, and I watched it. Your top 5 or top 5 things, favorite things this winter.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? We should show that real quick, just because it's awesome. And I want.
It's a minute long, which is a fourth of my entire content.
If you have to go, Mary, I understand, but we're going to show Stig's video because this is one of the most amazing videos
You do you, honey boo. I gotta go get this.
in the
kid
history of videos on YouTube. I love
on.
this video.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm
on
about
your
to say,
stream.
I know I'm subscribed to Stig.
I
I
really
know.
appreciate it.
I think I just inoculated.
All right. Goodbye, guys. I'll see you tonight.
Bye,
Bye.
Mary.
I'm
care,
subscribed to Stig, but I didn't get an alert or nothing about this video.
Well,
Yeah, I
you need
didn't
to
see it
swing
either.
by and check.
Top 5 things for winter. There you go.
Where the hell is it at here?
Why you doing these? You trying to be like Looper Stig?
Oh, YouTube unsubscribed me from you, Stig.
Oh dear.
You know, I
Yeah.
told some guys YouTube kicked me off their
Right.
channel, unsubscribed me, and they didn't believe me. They thought I
No, I
was
had
lying.
to have just done it because I got his video from the other day. Or did you send that to me, Stig? I don't remember now.
I don't
I don't think you did. I think I just found it.
Yeah, because you commented on it. You're the top comment. It says this is too long. That's what she said.
1 minute, 14 seconds, baby.
I knew I did say something.
Get straight to
Always
the
with the
point.
criticism.
You got to get straight to the point, Stig. I understand.
Well, I figured the constructive criticism from Midnight's Edge After Dark, you know.
You
that's-
didn't even click like on it.
I did not.
I just hit like. I just hit
Busted.
like.
It was
Hi.
too long.
Welcome to my top 5 things for winter. I know a lot of people have been asking me about what my top 5 winter things are. So here goes. Number 1,
Number 1.
a green meat. We get that during winter. Number 2, a rock on the beach. Big rock. Right on the beach. Number 3, a retarded.
Tom, Mr. Train.
Wait, you got to rewind it and see what he said.
Gonna look at the camera
Uh,
with a face. A retarded train with a face that doesn't seem to want to look at the camera. That's just great. Number 5, a creepy swamp. Best thing ever. Creepy swamp. Some of you might wonder why I didn't do number 4. Can't help you with that. But I would like to mention as a little bonus the albatross flying above the ocean. There you go. That was my top 5 winter list. Hope you all enjoyed. Take care and be well.
So if you want entertainment like that, head on over to Stig's channel.
I've guessed once before and I wasn't really hosting, so I'm just
What the hell is
overwhelmed and it's very exciting.
Oh,
So thank you,
Fatal.
Pauly D, for your super chat.
That's Jedi Bunny.
That was on Drunk
Yeah.
3 channel.
Was that me?
No,
I
that
think
was me.
I think she's live right now, actually, with Drunk and Jeremy.
Yeah, it's because it went to the next video on me and I didn't close it. I just closed the thing out here. Oh, balls. Anyway, Fatal J, the
Hi.
man, the myth, the legend, the one, the
Yes.
only. Tell the ladies and some of the guys out there about you.
My New Year's resolution is to be Pee Wee Herman. I should be doing my surgery in March. Hurry up and watch my videos right freaking now because you won't see this beautiful face again. You will see an even more beautiful face looking like Pee Wee Herman soon. Thank you.
Jesus.
What am I?
God, that's really good.
The man amongst
we go.
men.
Ryan Cannell at the RK Outpost. So glad to finally have you on the channel, man. I could have swore we had you on before, but it's been an overlooked thing that has been remedied now. Finally, we've had you
Yes.
on Midnight's Edge After Dark. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Not that these fine folks out there already don't know who you are, but
Well, again, thanks for having me on, Tom. And I had you on my channel last night, which is the first. So I'm glad we were able to get that out of the way. But yeah, thanks for having me on, man. You can come. I'm Ryan Kinnell. I have my channel, RK Outpost. You can come catch me talking about Star Wars Expanded Universe, which is my personal preferred form of Star Wars before Disney took over. Talk about comics, DC Comics, some Zack Snyder stuff. a little bit of everything. So come check me out. Like, subscribe, share videos, all that good stuff. I'll drop my link in the description right here. So you guys can check me out. Thanks for having me, Tom. It's been awesome, man.
No problem. And dude, subscribe to his channel and check out his videos on Geeks and Gamers and all that good stuff. So I want to thank everybody again. I hope everybody makes their way over to Shenanigans. Congratulations to Doomcock on 100K. I know he's going on right now, so it's another reason why I'll end it up here so people can go on and head over there and give him congratulations. Why don't we do that first? Everybody head over to Doomcock, then head to Shenanigans. How's that sound? Sounds like a plan to me. All right, folks, take care, everybody, once again, and thank you for joining us here on Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark. Or should I just say Midnight's Edge After Dark? That's where we're at. And again, hope Rob and Mecca are having a great vacation. Rob, I cannot afford to get you ransom. The pot is up to $1.55. That's all we could get. I'll let you know if I can get any more. Take care, everybody.
The jerk off